Welcome back to another Short and Sweet, where the reviews are short.
And it's really sweet that they shared it with us.
The distillery didn't share this with us.
Who shared this with us?
Hotel Covington.
That's right. It was Hotel Covington.
It was in our room.
Oh.
Yeah, and we've had it for a while. We were up there doing some hunting in northern Kentucky and Newport, Covington area.
Definitely recommend if you can get
for sure.
New Riff, Party Source. There's tons of bourbon bars up there, like Wise Guys Lounge, and what was the other one we went to? Oh, Prohibition. That one was fun. Yeah. I mean, I could just have. I think I'll go back up there soon. I just had a ball.
But anyway, we're talking about Minor Case Rye. Now this is a 375. This is not a 750. But a 750 in our area costs around $36, but we have seen it for
up to 50-ish.
Up to 50, yeah,
45,
40
50.
In there. So
TBD what it looks like in your area.
This is a sherry finished rye at 90 proof.
Now I don't really care much for sherry finished bourbons, but I am partial to some sherry finished ryes.
And this comes to us from the Limestone Branch Distillery.
Also, who makes Yellowstone bourbon, and what else do they make? Oh, somewhat recently bought by Luxco.
That's right, yes, which is owned by MGP.
Who is now called Roth and Squibb. Don't just try to keep up, okay? It's a short and sweet. I can't explain it all. Sarah explains it all and drinks.
Sarah explains it all.
It's like drunk history crossed with Clarissa explains it all crossed with It's Bourbon Night.
Now that's an earthy type of nose. I don't wonder if that's the sherry finish on there.
I get like cherry cordial, cherries and cream.
I mean, I get
chocolate
more
covered cherry
of the grain. The grain quality is sort of what I'm picking up.
I get that too. All right. To your health. Yeah, that rye spice is really coming through on the palate. There is some of that like grain forward a little bit, but I'm mostly getting the rye spice with a milk chocolate note and then cherries and cream. It almost reminds me of like a creamy chocolate covered cherry situation. So
this might be weird, but in the very beginning of the palate, I sort of got the consistency of like some bubblegum.
I could totally see that with that like creamy cherry note. Yeah, it could be bubblegum.
Yeah, sort of a bubblegum-ish.
Did you ever have those cream savers that were like cough drops, but they weren't cough drops? They were just delicious.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, so imagine a cherry one of those. Okay. And that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a second sip. Well, don't have to speak for you, Sarah.
I actually really like the mouthfeel on this. I think the sherry finish softens the edges of the rye, what would be like spicy, zesty edges. Obviously spice doesn't have edges, but just stay with me here. It softens it and polishes it, and it really makes your mouth water, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a different rye than a non-finished rye, right? So I'm getting almost like a malted barley presence, or definitely a malted presence.
I think that's that chocolate note.
That's a chocolate note. That's sort of the malted milk balls or the whoppers type of vibe. That's also in the finish, sort of more in a texture type of way. Is think of a Whopper, not a BK Whopper, but the
you cannot have it your way.
That's right. That type of thing going on there, and it's still maintaining like the rye characteristics of eucalyptus and some effervescence, but in a more earthy way.
I'm getting more of like a desserty way.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to credit that to the sherry, but...
Well, I want to take a break from it.
I know,
so,
I thought you might.
I can tell you about our home on the internet, which is whiskyambitions.com. It's where you get the Rye or Die t-shirt. I worked for our best rye of the year, and I was like, we're talking about rye, so I'm gonna keep it on. Hat that I'm wearing, the Glencairns we're drinking from, of course. In fact, all of our glassware, including our Copitas and our mini Glens, are there, along with our Elemental Elixir, cocktail syrup, and more, always coming soon at whiskyambitions.com.
And you can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join our community for as little as $1 a month. And that is where we put out discounts on that merch, depending on your tier, access to after the episode exclusives, access to our barrel picks. That's the big headline. I buried the lead, and more.
Okay, it's out here a little bit. That's long enough.
That's long enough.
On with the drinking.
I don't think I've ever really sat with a pour of this before. I've had it at festivals and things, and I think I've tasted it at the distillery tasting bar, but I've never sat with a pour of it. And I have to say, I am honestly really pleasantly surprised. I like this a lot more than I thought I did. Like, not that I just didn't think about it before.
Then you realized.
I guess that's a better way of saying it. Then I realized I did. I want to put this in a cocktail.
I was just gonna say that. You took my line. See it on the teleprompter?
This in a Black Manhattan with that, with some Amaro instead of vermouth and a little like chocolate bitters would be perfect. I gotta write that down. I'm gonna write that. You write that down.
It's on video. It's on video.
Yes, it's on video. Somebody write that down. I think you should try it.
No, I agree. I agree that.
Or an old fashioned with some chocolate bitters and like garnished with a cherry.
I want to try this with our
really
elemental
nice.
elixir cocktail syrup is what I want to do.
Okay,
Integration, synergy. No, I think it's really good. And also, if you have a chance to go to Limestone Branch Distillery, if you get a chance to talk with the legendary Stephen Fonte, I've heard it pronounced both ways. I need to ask him sometime, but now it's been too much time and I'm embarrassed to.
He's a delight.
And hear him talk about the man who this is named after, which is a beam. And I know you told me not to do this before we started filming, but he said, and his name was Minor Case Beam. Much better from the man himself, but
much better. You tried your very best.
Yeah, I tried my best.
He has a very specific speech pattern that is just delightful to listen to.
It's delightful. It is delightful.
Good listen all day.
And this is delightful too. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. 90 proof doesn't matter so much to me with a rye.
No, I don't care with
and
the rye.
especially with the sherry cask finished rye. This is doing some wonders.
This is from Lebanon, Kentucky, which, little known fact, that is where my mom is from. That's where my family's from, on my mom's side. So that makes me really happy that I'm very much feeling a product from that area. Yeah, I'm gonna be exploring this one some more, and I hope you do too.
There we go. That's where we better leave it. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so by clicking right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here. Hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Thank you, Hotel Covington.
Thanks. We hope to come back and see you soon.
Until next time, drink more rye.